Hello, my sugar bears. I know it has been forever since I have done a video, but I wanted to come on and do a video for you guys today. Happy Thursday. It is May the 11th, 2023. So I wanted to come on here and talk about Eboni K. Williams and the conversation that she had with Iyanla Vanzant. Now, before I get into that, let me just say thank you for becoming a sugar bear and loving my channel and liking my videos. It means a lot. If you are new here, welcome. Nice to meet you. Have a seat, pour yourself a drink, grab a snack. And if you are a returning sugar bear, thank you so much. Have a seat, grab a snack, grab something to drink, and let's talk. So, also, if you would like a reading, if you would like a coaching session with me, you can log on to my website, which is psychicleo.com, and you can follow me on various social media platforms. So all the information is down in the description box below. But now let's get into Iyanla and Miss Eboni K. Williams. So this conversation actually came to me by way of a very good friend of mine, good girlfriend, and we were talking about it. And I honestly didn't see it. I'd heard about it, of course, through social media, and I'd seen clips of course, what is now the "Would You Date a Bus Driver" clip. And I didn't know what to make of it. And I'm one of those people where I try my best not to just judge based on one clip and go from there, because to me, that's just very silly and very ill-informed to do. So I decided to really, of course, get online and watch the full interview. And I may put the interview in the description box. I may do that if I remember to do so. So, watch the full interview. The interview is only like 20 minutes long, if 23 minutes at that. And this is just my personal opinion. I think that with Eboni K. Williams, I think I think I think she was coming from a place of defense. And I also think she was coming, like, she was listening to what Iyanla was saying, but she wasn't hearing what she was saying, if that makes any sense. If you guys understand what I'm saying. I think she was coming from a more physical place, material place, which I understand. And she even said it. And a lot of women, regardless of color, especially if you are, because this is one thing that I think they didn't bring up, and I'm going to bring it up. If you are raised in a dogmatic um, faith center, if you're raised around a lot of, guilt-based spiritualities, um, you do think that a man's job is to protect and provide. You do. I mean, I grew up with women like that. My aunts, my mom, my sister, and they would always say, protect them. And I'm like, and I think with what Iyanla was saying, what Miss Vanzant was saying was, I understand that you want to feel safe. I understand that you want to feel stability. But what you don't get is that your safety, your security, your stability is already within. That's already within you. Everything that you want is like Glinda the Good Witch. Everything you've always had the power within you. You just didn't know it. And I think Iyanla was coming from a spiritual place. I think Iyanla was coming from a more metaphysical space. I think Iyanla was coming from a more what we would call new thought, or a more my goodness, a more not just spiritual, but a more esoteric space. And I think with Miss Williams, it went over her head. And the one thing that struck me throughout the interview was it almost felt like, and I don't think this was the intention, but it almost felt like a pissing contest in a sense, not between the both of them. But I felt like, and Iyanla even admitted it. She was like, I myself, I'm an alpha woman. I understand it. But I felt like with Miss Williams, it was very much that, like, you know, not like do as I say, but I'm gonna like I rule. You know what I mean? And I think that's where maybe the message for her in a lot of ways got lost. But I also feel like Iyanla was coming from a place where I think a lot of women, in particular women of color, not all, but a few, don't understand because because think about it. If being angry, being sad, being mournful, being bitter, being all those things, if that's what's worked for you, you're gonna go with it. And also, if that's what you know, you're gonna go with it. I mean, it's funny because what pops in my head when I think about it is I think about a Mary J. Blige, I think about Keisha Cole, I think about, though these are musicians, I think about Summer Walker, I think about um, Janae Alco, I think that's how you say her name. And what I mean by that is, well, I don't need no man, and I'm this and that, and it's like, who are you trying to convince? Yourself or the public? You know. So, and I think Iyanla was saying, no. Sometimes you do have to sit down and shut up and look within and unlearn the habits and things that have put you in this situation. And honestly, this goes for men because, like she said, feminine energy and masculine energy, they're like the sun and the moon. If you know it, the sun and the moon are polar opposites. But you cannot have one without the other. You have to have that. And like she said, masculinity is very, this is how it is. It's structured, it's order, it's passion, it's virility, it's strength, it's lustful, it's all these things. Whereas femininity is regality, grace, as she said, opulence, um, nurturing, nourishment, emotion, energy, um, things like that. So even with me, because even with myself as a feminine man, right? I'm still a man at the end of the day. Okay. But just like with me, I have masculine ways about myself. I can tap into my masculine energy when need be, but I also can tap into my femininity, my nourishment, my intuition, my energy field. That's what she was trying to say. And I think for a lot of women, regardless of race, that is lost. And like she said, she made a very valid point that if women don't start to tap into it, and women are doing it, but if women don't tap into it, then everything is going to collapse. Because here's what I think a lot of people don't understand is that just like me as a man, I create life too. Okay. But a woman, if you think about having a baby, right? A woman creates life, but she develops life. And how does this happen? Okay. And I mean this in terms of if a woman carries a child, how does it happen? She develops it. She like granted, yes, you need me, you need my, my uh uh organs. Well, not organs, but you know what I mean. You need my bodily, there we go, my bodily fluids. But how does it happen? Once you got what you need from me, the development is within you. And that's what she meant. That everything that you're looking for, everything that you're searching for, isn't within a man or a job or being a boss or being a bad bitch or being, it's about you tapping into that divineness that is within you. I got exactly what Iyanla was trying to say. Um, and even when she said about how a lot of women yell at their men, and they do. I've seen this so many times. And I'm going to even reverse it. Let's go into gay men, right? As a feminine gay man. Well, I want the man to, take care of me and da 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 da. It's like, or because a lot of us take on the same traits. I don't need no man. Men ain't shit. Da 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 da. And it's like, but baby, you realize that yes, though you identify with your femininity and you own it and you exude it, but you are also denying the divine masculine that is within you. Now, it may not be hyper, right? But you do have it. Okay. And a lot of us, not all, but a lot of us deny that. Or we do the opposite, okay, as gay men. Oh, I'm mask for mask. So you're denying your femininity, you're denying your nurturing, your nourishment, because really deep down, that's what you want. You don't want to say it because you think it's weak, but that's really what it is. You want to be nourished. You want to be with someone that intuitively knows you. You want to be able to express vulnerability and authenticness and emotion and love and all these things, right? But we have been taught as gay men that we cannot do that, that it's a weakness. See, we've been taught the exact opposite. We have. We really have. And I think that's why for a lot of us, myself included, because I'm in recovery, we don't know what it really is to tap into our own divine power. And to me, that's what Iyanla was trying to say. That's what Miss Vanzant was trying to get across in that 23-minute interview. And I think Miss Williams got it, but she didn't get it. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. And as far as the bus driver comment, here's the thing about that. I see it twofold. Okay. Why are you looking at why are you looking at this man in that example? Why are you viewing this man for what they can give you and not who they are? Okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with you wanting what some folks call a high value man or whatever. Like if you want a man that is equal to where you are financially, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I agree with Iyanla on this too. I could date a bus driver, and I've said this to friends of mine because they asked me, they were like, "Would you date a bus driver?" I'm like, "I would date a bus driver. I would date an EMT. I would date a policeman. I would date a. I would date I would date a fireman. I would date. I'm trying to think of a garbage man or a sanitation engineer. I'll date a janitor because my thing is it's not about what you have. And let's be real, the people I named, they have some good benefits. Trust it. But it's not about that. It's like she said, it's about, are you bringing value to my life? Are you the polar opposite? Are you my sun to my moon? Or am I the sun to your moon? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we building? How are we helping each other grow? Not just financially, and that's nice, but internally. You know what I mean? How are we challenging each other to be better, to love, to learn, to laugh, to make mistakes, to have fun, to communicate? How are we doing that? It shouldn't matter that I'm a CEO of a company and you happen to be a sanitation engineer. If you love what you do, who cares? If that's your passion, if you love what you do and you're growing within your career, baby, I'm here for it. You know, you don't have to own the bus. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be perfect because I'm not perfect. So I got exactly what she meant in that. And she's right. It shouldn't be about just what they can give you. Because, like she said, and excuse me, and even as gay men, that's where we mess up too. Because it's like, well, what? Because we do it in the sense of not only what a man can give us, but what the visuals, what we see. You know, we do. Let's be honest. We're men. Men like what they see. Women like what they hear. And gay men, I think, are a mix, in my opinion. Um, but with gay men, we do that too. You know, well, ooh, you know, he got a job. He's this, he's that. But is he secure? Is he happy? Is he happy with himself? Does he treat himself the way he would treat you? Is he good to his family? Not just his mama, but his family, his friends. You know what I mean? Like when you observe him by himself, when he's not in his divine masculine, who is he? How does he handle conflict? How does he deal with rejection when things don't go his way? What is it? What's this type of humor? You know what I mean? These are things that a lot of us don't ask. And even when it comes to ourselves, we don't point the mirror at ourselves. Like, listen, we don't point the mirror at ourselves and go, wait a minute. Well, what does my ideal man not only look like, but what does it feel like? What, what do I feel safe? Do I feel wanted, needed, supported? Um, not only with just the man I'm with, but with myself. You know what I mean? So I think Iyanla made a lot of valid points. I'm expressing my thoughts about this. But I think with Ms. Williams, I think she got it, like I said, but I also think she didn't get it. And I think people unfortunately took what she said in terms of if he owns the bus. They took it and they ran with it. And it's like I understand where she was coming from at the same time, but you got to understand she's coming from a more material place, not materialistic, but material place, more physical. She's not coming from here. She's coming from here. And you can't blame her for that if that's what she knows. She even said it in the beginning of the interview that she thinks like a lawyer. So, and she at times will treat the men she dates like they're on trial, you know? And I can't say that. I can't deny it about myself either. I've done that where I've treated the men that I dated or that were interested in me like they were like I had to fix them, you know, like they were my clients, you know what I mean? Because in my line of work, people come to me for help. So for me, I felt as if that was my job. I had to fix them. And it's like, nope, you don't have to do that. And that can be a lot too, because then it becomes not a competition, but you become very, it can become a bit codependent. So, but I just wanted to share my thoughts about that, about the whole conversation. I thought the conversation was great. I thought it was needed. Even me, as a gay, effeminate man, I understood exactly what Iyanla was saying, and it made me look at myself. So, just wanted to come on and share my thoughts. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think of the conversation? Do you think that Iyanla made some valid points? Do you think Iyanla was wrong? What about Miss Eboni K. Williams? What do you think about her stance and her questioning and how she conducted the interview? What do you think as a whole? And also, I'm going to ask the question: would you date a bus driver? Would you date, you know, a sanitation engineer? Would you date a janitor? You know, let me know in the comments. Let me know, and I will talk with you guys very soon. I've enjoyed seeing you guys again. I hope you guys are having an awesome week. I know we're in the final stages of this Mercury retrograde in Taurus, I believe. So Hope you guys are living and learning and renewing and releasing and reviewing. So until next time, my sugar bears, I say to you, be learnable, be teachable, love yourself, and most of all, be you. Have a great, great evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.